welcome back to our channel. Ruth here, and in today's video I'm excited to share with you 2022 5 steps to plan for 2022. So let's get started. The first step is to know your vision. You have to make sure that your vision is clear, because if you don't know where you're headed, then you don't know what to plan. You don't know what steps to take to actually reach that goal. But if your vision, that intended end, that dream is clear, then you'll be able to set clear goals and a clear pathway in order to reach and achieve that goal. Imagine driving, imagine yourself on the highway one day and you're driving, and all of a sudden it's pouring rain, and you've maxed out your windscreen wiper and you couldn't see anything. Do you know what that's going to do to you? First of all, you probably have to slow down because you can't really see where you're going. Secondly, well, you might be running late to your next destination, because it's not just yourself who's slowing down, but everyone around you will start slowing down because no one can really see where they're going. In the same way, in our personal life, if we can't see where we're going, guess what? It's going to slow us down. It might even endanger us. And in some aspects, I would say pull over, don't drive until it's safe to drive again. So definitely have a very, very clear vision. If it's in regard to your career, if you want to go one step up, you might want to take a course, or you might want to increase your performance at workplace. Or if it's a hobby, if you want to learn to play the piano, then you might need to start researching and say, well, am I going to have an online teacher, or am I going to go and learn from a music school? If you run a business and your vision is to say, well, we would love to see the profit increase by 30% this year, well, then perhaps you need to think about, well, what is the marketing funnel? What are the channels? How can I get more leads? How can I convert my customers? How can I save more money? Where can I cut costs, right? So you have to have a clear vision. If you don't yet have that, it's time for you to actually go into a quiet room somewhere. It doesn't have to take long. Just grab a piece of paper and a pen or pencil and start dreaming. And some of us, I feel like, for 2022, it might actually be time for you to really revisit the childhood dreams that you've had. When you were younger, you might think, you know what, I wish when I grow up, I want to be this. But people have come along the way. It could be your very well-intended relatives. It could be very well-intended mentors and teachers. But they might have talked you out accidentally out of your dreams, because perhaps they don't know. They've never experienced it, or if they're afraid, or they don't want you to get hurt, whatever it might be. I feel like for some of us, it's time for us to really reignite that childhood dream. So don't be afraid to let that come out. And it's time for you to really think about it and put some action towards it. Number 2, the second step to plan for 2022 is you must know your why. WHI, why. Why are you doing this? I think the purpose behind your action is really, really important, because, whilst it's great to have a dream, it's actually the motivation, the why in your heart that's going to keep you going. The thing is, it's amazing. I mean, I have heard some amazing stories where moms, they're like, well, we want to do this because we don't want to have an 8-to-5 job where our bosses dictate our time. We want to actually, have flexibility to be with our kids. And so that forces them to, they'll still keep the 8-to-5 job, but it forces them to actually start that online business. And then in a year's time or two, I can begin to see that these moms, they're replacing their income, and they're doubling their income. And I could see how that changed the dynamics of the life. The family is getting involved in the business, and it has just given them so much more flexibility. But that's because it's their desire to be out of that 8-to-5 job sector, and they want to have that flexibility with their children. So my question to you is, why are you doing your vision? What is your why? What is your purpose? If you can find that, then that's going to keep you there. You know, what I say here today is going to motivate you. You might get hyped up for the next 5 minutes, but it's the why in your heart that's going to keep you, sustain you, so that you can continue to be persistent despite the challenges that's going to come your way, because challenges will come your way, trust me. But on the 31st of December 2022, you want to look back and say, you know what, I fought the good fight of faith. I've done everything I can and have no regrets. Number 3, the third step to plan for 2022 is you must schedule your most important task, or your MIT, into your routine. That is so, so important. For example, each and every year, I actually look at my year and go, well, what is the one thing, or what are the few things that I can do for the next 12 months that's going to take me one step closer to accomplishing my 5-year or my 10-year dream or my 10-year goal, right? So then I look at that and I go, well, on the 31st of December, I want to be able to say that I've done this. So this is where I become quite practical. So it's not just a dream anymore. I say, well, in order for me to achieve this, I need to do this. So I write down a list of things I need to do. And I say, well, in a month of between January and March, I'm going to focus on this project. And then in the next quarter, I'm going to focus on that. And I even go even more specific than that, because every month I'll sit down and I'll go, okay, well, this month, on this week, I want to focus on doing this. And I'll even look at my week's schedule, because at the moment, I feel like I'm being pulled to doing different things, which I love. I'm a partner in a law firm. You know, I have to look after legal cases. I run a couple of different businesses, and I volunteer in, you know, different organizations as well. So what I do is I look at my week and I go, well, where is it, you know, this week where I can actually schedule in a time for that most important task that's going to make a huge difference, not just in my life, but also for my family and the generations to come. And I say, okay, on this date, I'm going to schedule in 2 hours, and I'm going to say no to distractions. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to draw a boundary. I'm going to say yes to the goal that, you know, I feel like I've been called to do, and I'm going to focus on that. So very, very, very important, my friends. You need to schedule your most important task in, because if you don't, time's just going to, you know, fly by, and it's another year. And you don't want 2022 to be a year like that. You want 2022 to be a year where on the 31st of December, you can say to yourself, you know what? I've done everything I can for this particular year. You know, whether it's to improve your health, to increase exercises, or eat better, whatever it might be. Know that it is a valid dream. Number 4, the fourth step for you to plan for 2022 is you need to learn to set SMART goals. Now, SMART goals is so, so important. Now, I've actually made different videos talking about SMART goals. You might have heard of, you know, the SMART goals, but it's so important that you know how to set goals and differentiate between long-term goals versus short-term goals, and plan things to the detail and schedule them into your calendar. So this is actually interlinked with my third point just now, which is your most important task, because if you don't schedule your goals into your week, time will pass you by. So definitely learn to set SMART goals. And with the acronym, feel free to check out my other video on what SMART means, or Google it. But definitely set goals. And finally, the fifth thing is review. Now, this is important because I think naturally, you know, we are good in doing, you know, we set goals and we do, which is fantastic. But we need to actually take a step back and go, you know what? Is what I'm doing effective? Is it working? Do I need to change something? Do I need to change gears? Now, did you know that there was a study made amongst 21 billionaires by CNBC? They actually interviewed 21 billionaires. And one of the common traits in billionaires is that they all seem to have a time where they just stop and they review and they look at what they've done, and then they think, do I need to change something? So don't be afraid to be flexible in terms of, you know, changing gears, because you might, so for example, if you run a business and you are dealing with the marketing side, and your goal is to, let's say, set up a Google Ads, don't be afraid to review and say, well, we've been spending this much money on Google advertisements, but is it actually making us the right money? Which keyword, is actually performing well? If you're not your own marketer, if you've got a marketer, like you hire somebody, make sure you review them, make sure you talk to them and say, can you bring me the statistics? Because they have to. I mean, it's all available online. And discuss with them and say, where's my money going? Is this working out? And the statistics is going to be able to tell you if certain keywords are working. Perhaps you need to change your strategy, etc. But don't be afraid to review your plan and change things as and when needed. So I hope that was helpful in terms of planning 2022. I'm really excited about 2022, and I really hope that you will actually be able to utilize some of these steps in your personal life, and I really hope that you achieve each and every single vision that you have for 2022. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video, and last but not least, would you be so kind to hit the like and subscribe button so we can keep you motivated, and also that's going to mean the world to me. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.